Step one is a race to the control panel to turn the pump off. Now I'm on a mission to find components to assess their condition. I'm going to find inlet end and outlet into the septic tank. Expose them, look for infiltration signs, look for degradation. I'm finding the pump tank access, looking at the water level inside the pump tank. I've got my tankage identified. I'm going to make a walk and find components in the drain field. If they're field-mounted valves, I want to find those valves so I can understand where I'm going to make my adjustments. I'm going to find and make accessible all the turn-up ends of each line. I'm on my drain field. I'm looking for obvious signs of surfacing. I'm going to walk back and I'm going to check solids levels in the inlet end of my septic tank, outlet end of my septic tank. Looking for other signs of infiltration, check solids levels in the pump tank. Now I'm going to clean my effluent filter over the inlet end of my septic tank if I've got a baffle tank. Record water meter reading if I've got that. Lapse time meter, event counter. We're ready to think about coming out here and flushing. If I have a valve out here that controls flow, I'm going to open that valve all the way up, but I'm going to count the number of turns it took to open it. Remember or write that down because that's going to be a quick guide to get us back. With the valve wide open on the zone or subfield that I'm going to dose, I'm going to open up the turn up and the end cap on the lowest lateral in elevation, and I'm going to get ready to flush. With the lowest one open, I'm going to turn the pump on at the highest power, velocity, pressure I can to get maximum scouring. I'm going to blow solids out, and I'm going to watch this, and I'm going to wait for it to blow the solids out, maybe 30 seconds. It'll run clear, open up the second one up the hill. That reduces the pressure and flow here. I'll cap this one off, and then I'll leapfrog up the hill, or I'll just turn the pump on and off each time until I've got every lateral flushed completely. I'll go back to my valve, and what do I do with my valve? I'm going to count that number of turns, and I'm going to put it back to origin. That might not be right, but that's going to be closer to where I left it last time than that any random number I'd come up with. Then I'm going to set my standpipes up so you can visualize what's getting to each line or what's not getting. Did I have any lines that had really weak flow? Do I have any suspicious areas for clogs or breaks? I'm going to run my tape measure all the way down through the standpipe, and I'm going to hit the inside of the elbow at that lateral. And if the design says this is supposed to be at 3 feet of head, I will make a mark 3 feet, not above the ground surface, but above wherever that lateral is down there. Now I've got my target, and I'll turn the pump on with all of them marked, and I'm going to micro adjust that valve until I'm right at that 3 feet of design head. I'm going to go back to the pump tank at this point. I'm going to measure from a dedicated spot on that pump tank the distance from the top of the riser to tickling the water. I get my initial measurement, 50 inches, whatever it is. I'll lock my tape out at that measurement. Then I'm going to run the pump for a predetermined amount of time, which means starting a stopwatch. I'll run the pump for 5 minutes. While it's running, don't sit down on the riser. What you should be doing is looking for leaks and breaks and problems. So we'll walk it during that period, go back, make sure you're not running the pump tank out of water, the pump dry. We're going to shut it off when our timer says we're right at 5 minutes, and we're going to take an additional measurement. That additional measurement will indicate how many inches of water we moved during that 5 minute period. We need to know the gallons per inch in the tank. We'll calculate how many gallons we moved, then how many minutes we did it. We'll get it to gallons per minute. We'll compare that to design our last visit. We'll turn it into a percentage and say, hey, we're running at 88%. Last time we were 89. We're right in line. We're tracking good. Once we're satisfied, I've flushed, I've measured, I've done my job, I will cap everything back off, close everything back up, and make sure all lids are back on, all screws are back in. It's made safe. It's ready to go. Put the pumps back in auto again, and then double check. I put the pumps back in auto again.